actually I crashed my S5 last December. So I was actually hospitalized, and I'm still recovering now. I'm not really fully back to, all and all out cycling. My front tire punctured, and because I'm using the lightweight tubes, it actually punctured very quickly. Yeah, so I crashed, and then
You just lost control.
I lost control. So I fractured my collarbone. I fractured 2 ribs. And I had a punctured lung.
How fast were you going, man? Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching all of my videos. I'd just like to make a quick announcement that I started a Patreon website, and if you would like to be a patron and contribute to the channel's growth and success, I'll greatly appreciate it. Please do head on to my new Patreon website if you'd like to be a donor, and as a form of thank you, I'll be publishing all of the users who are the patron members in my upcoming YouTube interview. So once again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Oompa Loompa Cycling channel and making this a very successful channel. Appreciate it if you guys are on Patreon, and without speaking too much, back to the video. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm just going to sync the audio. Alright, welcome back to another video, guys. Today here with Angus. Angus is making me look like a midget in the camera. I'm very short. But Angus, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. Yep.
You booked through my website, right?
Yes, correct.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So how do you come to know about my channel, man?
I think I've been a fan, a long-time fan.
Wow,
I've been watching a lot of your videos.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I think what is special about your videos is that you really get real riders, okay, to talk about their bikes.
Yeah.
And then through that, you really get to know more about the bikes itself, rather than referring to some random video online.
Yeah. Do you remember when was the first video you watched?
I think the very first video that I watched was the one on the Alice Sprint.
Oh, quite a lot of Alice Sprint.
Yeah,
Which color do you remember?
I think there was one
Oh, the purple one.
One Caucasian guy.
Yeah.
Correct,
Wow,
correct.
he got roasted for that video, man, because a lot of people in the comments were saying that he paid so much for an aluminium bike and stuff, but
I think I just felt more comfortable leaning toward aluminum. At this point in my my riding level, I don't know, and I don't know the colorway with this one. Just man, I had to have it. I actually was going to order it online after the announcement, and I waited I think over a week, and then it was completely out of stock.
Do you like the Alice Sprint? Are you a fan of it?
Yes, actually, I do like the Alice Sprint a lot. Yeah, I had an Alice Sprint before, so I really like the kind of the instantaneous power that it has. It's very stiff, but because it's also so stiff, so I couldn't take it. Especially when I'm riding for longer rides, okay, for more than around 90 kilometers or so, then it really starts to consume you.
Yeah. But thank you so much for supporting and watching the show. Now your chance is on the your turn to be on the camera.
Thanks.
Okay, so how long have you been cycling, man? You said you own a couple of bikes, which we'll get into that a little bit later. But maybe more about yourself. How long have you been a road cyclist?
Okay, so I've actually started cycling since I'm 18. 18. So that's more than 20 over years ago. I'm over 40 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't look like you're over 40.
Thank you. Yeah. So I've been cycling mainly hybrid bikes, Foldies, in particular Bromptons, Birdies, Then it was during the COVID period that I really took up road cycling.
So I think a lot of people here, they tend to they started off with a folding bike, and then they said that they want to go faster, so that the folding bike kind of limits their speed, and then they kind of got a road bike. Was that something for you, because you felt that the folding bike was too slow, you wanted something faster?
But you can say that but I think I saw some videos or some pictures of myself on Brompton. So I'm a 1.87, 1.88 meter.
You look at how small I am.
Yeah. So it looks quite funny, if you picture someone of my size riding a Brompton,
Okay, so what, the Brompton was too small for you?
I think just the overall look.
Okay.
The Brompton is fine, and I do ride Bromptons, especially if I go overseas, I do just pack them and just bring it with me. To ride overseas.
So you've been road cycling for about 2 years, 3 years?
Around there.
Okay, and what was the first road bike?
My first road bike was actually a Cannondale Cat 10.
It's an aluminium one, right?
Aluminium one,
Okay.
So it's a rim brake ride. And then I actually went on to the Alice Sprint, which is the disc brake bike.
And you had numerous other bikes after that.
After that, all hell break loose. Yeah, so after that, I had the TCR, okay, and then I had the Track Madon.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of your Madon videos as well.
Madon.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So I had a Track Madon, and then after that, I moved on to Cervelo S5. I got a S5 now at the moment also.
S5, is it the one with the triangular bar?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Wow. Okay.
I also watched a few of your videos. Yeah, correct.
Okay, so
On the
was that the
S5.
last one?
No,
this one?
because after that I just built this bike. Yeah, because I always believe that there's no bike that does everything.
Okay.
Yeah, you need a specific bike for a specific purpose. Like S5 is more aero bike, so it's like more for flats,
Yeah.
And then this is more for climbing bike lah.
Wow. So
Yeah,
I like to
correct.
ask people this question. So which one was the first love?
First love, First love actually is my titanium bike. I also have a Linsky.
Oh.
Yes, correct. I
Until
also have a
today, you still
Linsky.
have it?
Yeah, I still have it. Yeah,
Okay.
I got a Helix Pro.
Wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
for people who are watching, they might want to ask that question like, okay, so if you've owned aluminium, the Alice Sprint, now you have the Linsky titanium and a carbon one, which is the go-to material? Is there one, or it's all for different purposes?
I believe it's more for different purposes. Yeah, because for titanium wise, the right quality that it gives you is really something that, I feel that even carbon can't give you. There's a very weird smoothness to the ride, and yet there's a responsiveness that, sometimes carbon bikes, it feels a bit muted.
Right.
Yeah.
So you take that bike mainly for cafe rides or long rides?
Yeah, more for those RTIs lah.
RTIs. Okay. And wow, okay, so much to talk about. Okay, so then you said you just recently built this up. Can you give us a bit of story about this bike here and how do you come about this? How do you build it up?
Okay, so actually I crashed my S5 last December. So I was actually hospitalized, and I'm still recovering now. I'm not really fully back to, all and all out cycling.
What happened?
Yeah, so I was actually, with my friends, we were actually cycling along Tanah Merah. And then there was a particular part whereby there's a lot of sharp rocks. So apparently my front tire punctured. And because I'm using the lightweight tubes, it actually punctured very quickly. Yeah, so I crashed. And then I
You just lost control.
lost control. So I fractured my collarbone. I fractured 2 ribs. And I had a punctured lung.
How fast were you going, man?
I was pulling actually. I was pulling at above 40.
Wow.
We were rolling around 43 to 44 thereabouts. Yeah.
And was it like a bowling pin effect, domino effect that people from behind just ran over you?
No, because the moment I felt my front tire gone, right, straight away I went on to the left. Yeah, I swerved to the left. So the rest of the people behind me, they are okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
But when you fell, do you realize what had just happened, or when you woke up you're in the ambulance already, or?
I actually realized what happened, and I'm conscious throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
It must be so painful, like a ruptured lung, right?
Yeah. But actually, the ruptured lung also got another story.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a very long story.
Let's hear about that.
Yeah. So I was actually sent to the hospital. Yeah. So initially, the doctor said that okay, it's just a fractured collarbone, and then they discharged me then and then. So I remember that time when I was discharged, it was around like 3 a.m. Yeah, so I was hungry lah. So my wife came to pick me up. Then after nagging, so we went for supper.
Okay.
Went for supper. I remember we had a mee goreng and prata. So I went back home. Then I fell asleep around 5 a.m. or so. So around 8 a.m. in the morning, there's this number that keep calling me non-stop. So I got a bit frustrated because it's like only 3 hours of sleep. And I'm so painful. So it turned out to be the hospital. So the hospital actually said that they actually missed out that my ribs are fractured as well. And then my lung is actually collapsed. So one of my lung is collapsed already, it's gone already.
Yeah.
So they were asking me things like, can you breathe properly, any difficulties breathing? And I was telling them that a bit stuffy, but okay, I can breathe, no problem.
Wow.
Then the doctor was saying, no, you have to come in now. I said, can I sleep until maybe after lunch then I come in?
Can I go get another mee goreng and prata first?
Because very tired. Yeah. So the doctor said, no, it's a life-threatening thing. You have to come in, things like that. So bo pian lah, you know, I went to the, I went back to the hospital, and then they warded me, and then I had a tube inserted into my chest to, try to recalibrate the air pressure in my chest cavity.
Wow. Oh my God. I cannot brain this. So okay, when you fell, right, because of the tubes that you were running, you see these are like the right now or those TPU kind of tubes, and then it punctures immediately. You just lose control. And when you fell, do you feel like, I mean, obviously there was pain, but do you realize how severe it was, or you just thought, okay, you know what, I can continue going home?
Actually, I thought that I'm still fine. It's only when I'm trying to get up, then I can feel the sharp pain in my collarbone and my ribs. So I know that, jialat already. It most probably is going to be a fracture.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank God to your friends who helped you out also.
Yeah, thank God to my friends, yeah.
So how long did it take you to recover? I mean, you're still recovering. When did this happen?
This happened on the 29th of December.
Oh, that's quite long ago.
Yeah. So even until now, I just went for my X-ray on the 15th of March. So my collarbone, it only healed half, but probably because of my age already.
So your wife still allows you to cycle?
Yeah.
Wow, very lucky.
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah.
So that was crazy. Any other experiences you had? Unfortunate experiences, or this is the only major one?
I mean, because I'm apart from cycling, I'm also a motorcyclist, you see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, my wife teased me, and then she was saying that things that you do, you're always trying to kill yourself. Yeah, you're always trying to kill yourself.
My wife can totally relate to you.
Yeah. Because apart from, I mean, I've been riding motorcycles for so long. I have my fair share of accidents. And it's like, you skid at 80, 90 km, but you only end up with those abrasions, stuff like that. And then this time it's just a bicycle around 40, then you break that. Yeah. And then apart from that also, I used to do some Chinese kickboxing. So we do get into real full contact fights,
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't get injured so badly. So when I was warded also, my coach actually called me and said, hey, you very funny, you kena bitten, you kena thrown around, kick, punch, then you ride bicycle.
Cycling.
Yeah.
So cycling is not very safe.
I think heng sui lah, really heng sui. Yeah, it depends on the circumstances.
Right. So that was on the Cervelo.
That was on Cervelo.
And what happened to the bike? When you fell, right, do you ask your friends, is my bike okay or not?
Yeah, actually that's the first thing I asked my friends. So my friends were telling me off like, hey, you take care of yourself first. We'll bring your bicycle back to the shop, and then we'll take a look at it. So thank God the frame is okay. There's only some paint chips.
Right.
So I got it repainted. So in the process when I was repainting the bike, right, then I was thinking, no bike to play. The hands very itchy. So, and then also I got another friend that actually jio me, when I was in hospital.
Yeah.
To join there's a Letape ride coming up in the Zaru this July. Yeah, so he jio me actually, and then straight away I signed up when I was still in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that that's going to be more of a climbing route, because the elevation is around close to 800 meters, over 140 km. So I was thinking that I just build one lightweight bike.
Right.
Yeah.
So is the S5 already ready? I mean, you just got it repainted, no carbon brakes or whatever?
Yeah, no carbon brakes. Yeah.
Okay.
So the frame is structurally fine.
Yeah.
And then just get it repainted.
Okay. And then this bike, right? You were telling me that this bike actually belongs to a pro team. The frame.
Yes, correct.
Tell us about this, man. How did you get this?
Okay, so I was actually looking around. So I chanced upon this Italian dealer. Yeah, this Italian dealer. So they have a couple of X-Pro bikes that they call it. So I started to ask them, what are X-Pro bikes? Because why X and then why Pro bike? Bikes are bikes, why Pro bike? So they were saying that, usually in a professional team, right, they have a group of riders, a team of riders. And every rider, they have more than one bike. Yeah, they have more than one bike. So maybe this bike in this particular gearing, this setup. So depending on what stage they are competing in, they'll just grab the bike.
Yeah.
So when there's a change of sponsors, then they will, auction the bike off.
Okay.
Yeah. So this Italian dealer, apparently he buys all these X team bikes, because this bike is actually an X Green Edge team bike.
Right.
Yeah, so Bianchi actually changed sponsors. I know they are actually, sponsoring. I think there's one thing called Akia Samsic, something like that. Yeah, so they changed sponsors. So all these bikes are being auctioned off.
Wow. How did you get to know this dealer? How did you even find him?
Just search around because we want to try to look for good deals, and then rare bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just did a Google search, like you were looking for a Bianchi.
Yeah, correct.
And then you just went on Google and you just came on your browsing history.
Yes.
Wow. But how do you trust this guy? Like, how do you know whether he's legitimate or not?
Okay, so actually, I do have my concerns as well, because first the website is on Italian, so you need to translate it to English. Then even the payment method is crazy, because it's like, usually if you buy from overseas website, right, you can enter the country that you're from, and then they'll calculate the shipping and send to you. But this website, it doesn't do that. You can only select provinces in Italy, and some European countries. And then when I emailed the guy, I asked the guy, I said, hey, how do we go about doing this? So he was saying that, okay, if you want it, okay, this is the code for shipping to Singapore. Then if you're okay, I'll send you a one-time link. So it's an email link. You go to the email, you click the link, then it will bring you to a payment platform, and then you just pay. It's not even PayPal. It's not even, so it's quite, it's a leap of faith, So I actually did some research. So apparently this company itself, this Italian company itself, is one of the authorized dealers for Bianchi, Pinarello, bike brands like this. Yeah, so I was thinking that, just just go for it.
Well, I have to say, you're really a risk taker. The fact that he sent you a link, right? Nowadays, there's a lot of scams and phishing going on.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and then it brought you to a real website, and it's a payment website.
It's not even a payment website. It's just a payment gateway thing. Say that, okay, you're paying how much for this? To this company.
But you were not scared at all that you're going to get scammed, or whether this guy will actually deliver the goods? Was there any reviews online that this guy is, a true person?
Yes. There are a lot of reviews, and then when you go to Facebook, right, you can see that it's a real company It's quite a large company, in fact, in Italy.
What's the name of the company?
It's Parufo Sicily,
Okay.
Sicily or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of bikes do they primarily deal with? So are they all X-Pro bikes or?
No. They have new bikes as well.
Okay.
Yeah, they have new bikes as well. So they deal with Pinarello, Bianchi. They have some Cervelo stuff,
Okay.
Yeah.
So was this frame completely new? It was just in the storage for the pros to use, or was it actually ridden by a pro?
I believe it was ridden before, because when it first came, there were a bit of chips to the lacquer.
Yeah. And how do I tell whether it's a... You were telling me that this color actually is not out for sale, right? It's only for pros. Wow. Okay. So you mean the normal retail bikes, what color does it come in?
So normally for Specialissima, it comes in the iconic, of course, the iconic Celeste color. And then there's another one, they call it the mermaid scale color, And then there's also a black color. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So for this colorway, usually it's I only see XR4s with this color.
Yeah. Wow.
And then because when I got this frame, right, it came with a custom rear derailleur hanger. So my group set wasn't compatible. So I had to call up one of the shops in Singapore that's dealing with Bianchi.
Yeah.
So he was telling me how do you get this color, because this only pro teams are able to have this colorway. Because if you look at it, the black is actually raw carbon, and then they just lacquer over it. Yeah, correct.
But there are some bikes which are ridden by pros. So take an example like a F12 or F, right? That were, back then Ineos were riding it. That it was also out in the market for sale, like the Team Ineos, the blue and red one, right? But this one is not even out for retail sale.
Yeah, I don't really see it. Yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's so special, man.
Yeah.
Later you need to share me the link. I need to go and browse around.
Can, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is there like a warranty period with this guy that says that, okay, what if my shipment doesn't come, or it gets damaged midway? Is there some kind of a guarantee?
I didn't really ask to that level, because end of the day, it's not a new bike per se. Yeah, you're purchasing it as a used bike.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
And how much is this frame?
I think the frame itself is around 5K, around 5K or so.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
5K or so.
but if a brand new one over here in Singapore, how much will it be?
If I'm not wrong, the price is 6,900.
So it's actually not bad deal.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, right. And then you're getting someone who is a pro who has ridden it before. And you know, they say that I have rumors, but we don't know that pro frames are actually much more stiffer compared to the normal one. Do you think that's true? Like this one might be stiffer than the others.
I didn't get a chance to ride a normal one, so I can't really comment on that.
Okay. Do you think that if you were to sell it now on Carousell, you can actually make a profit out of it and tell people like, oh, this is a X-Pro team bike?
I'm not really sure because the current market now is actually quite soft when it comes to road biking.
That's true.
Road bikes.
Okay. So how long did it take for them to send it over after you made the payment?
I think within 5 days.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fast.
within 5 days I already received it already. Yeah.
And you have to pay GST, right?
Yeah, I have to pay GST.
Okay. So how does that work when customs will send you an email that you have to pay this before you release the goods, or how?
Okay, so because this is being sent via DHL, so usually when it reaches Singapore, DHL will send you a notification saying that you need to pay the custom duties of X amount of dollars. Yeah, together with their handling fee. So you have to pay first, screenshot sent to them, then they will arrange for delivery.
Okay, so how much is that?
I think around 7%, 8% of around 4,000 plus. So everything all in is around 5K.
5K.
Yeah.
Okay. And run us through how do you build this up? What kind of components do you have on here?
Okay, so I'm a SRAM fan. Yeah, so I actually have a SRAM rate group set on it, right? And then of course because this is it's meant for climbing, so I actually had the smaller chainring in front, a 46 chainring in front.
Okay. And what else do you build it up with? So wheel sets. These are the Boras, right?
Yes, correct. These are the Bora Ultras, 60s. Yeah.
Okay. And all these are purchased brand new locally here in Singapore?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bora Ultras, and then what saddle do you have on?
I have a Saddler Italia SLR saddle on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I was lifting the bike, it was very, very light.
Yeah, correct.
7.5?
I think around 7.4.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's light, man.
7.4, yeah.
Okay.
thereabouts.
And how much do you think this whole bike will cost now with all the wheel set and everything?
I think I calculated everything in around 16 to 17 around there.
Okay. How would you rate this bike compared to all the other bikes that you've owned?
I think that's a very light bike because of its weight. It's very, how to say? It's very agile. Yeah, very agile. And then because of the counterwheel technology, right? It's actually quite interesting to see. It's quite interesting because it is stiff yet not uncomfortable.
Right.
Yeah, whereas like if you compare to my Cervelo, my S5, the whole thing is just very stiff. It's just a machine meant to, go fast.
The Cervelo is quite heavy, right?
Definitely heavier than this. Definitely.
Because this is
heavier
like a
than this.
climbing bike.
Yes, correct.
Okay. There's a lot of questions about the wheel set choice and this being a climbing bike, which I won't answer first. I want to ask you, anything that you will still upgrade? Do you have a power meter on?
Yes, I do. I'm actually using the
Asioma.
Asioma Duos. Duos, yeah.
Okay. Any more upgrades, or this is the end?
I think that's about it really. Nothing much to do for this bike really. Yeah.
Okay. Which is the primary bike that you mainly use for your rides?
Usually I will use either this bike, or my S5.
And titanium is just there for
those round island, sometimes you got friends, they want to chill you for those round island rides or those longer rides. Then just use the titanium bike.
So do you still use that very lightweight kind of tubes now after that incident? Or?
Not really. So I actually went tubeless.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how do you find tubeless compared to
I find tubeless to be heavier. Definitely heavier. And then I'm not sure. I mean, it could be just me. I find that the rolling resistance is higher as compared to the tubes.
Okay. But are you convinced by tubeless technology?
I mean, at the moment, there's no, I don't have any negatives on it. Because before that, I do, heard about a lot of horror stories for tubeless. Yeah, like it's so messy. Then your valve getting clogged.
Yeah.
Then if you don't ride often, the sealant will actually get coagulated inside the tube. Yeah, stuff like that.
I was just having this debate with the previous guest about tubeless and tube. He was riding tube, and these were the exact points. The negatives of tubeless was the reason. I mean, I'm on tube, so this is the reason why both of us and the previous guests were running on tubes. Mainly because I think for me it's maintenance. Every once in a while, I think every 3 or 6 months you got to keep pumping in the sealant, right?
Yes, you need to change the sealant.
Yeah, and then is there like a specific way when you rest the bike, the tubes has to sit on top so it doesn't, like you said, coagulate on the valve, or you don't care, you just park it?
I don't really care, but once a while, when I walk past my bike, I just spin the wheel.
You must be thinking, what is this guy doing? Walk away and spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Anything else? So, how would you say that this frame performs? Does the counter wheel technology really work?
I would say definitely it works. It works. Yeah, because I do not feel any soreness, or I don't feel so tired as compared to riding my Cervelo.
Okay. We'll move on to some of the questions online that people submitted.
Okay.
The first question, this person asked, maybe because he doesn't know, actually I didn't know. He said, why didn't you go for a full Celeste colorway? The answer is because this bike is a pro team bike, right? So
correct.
There's a lot of questions on this one, which also because it's a pro bike. But the question is, why do you choose a SRAM group set when there's a Shimano sticker? Where's the Shimano sticker?
The Shimano sticker, actually, I covered with my name sticker.
Oh, okay. So Shimano was because the previous pro teams were sponsored by Shimano.
Yes, correct. And if you notice, even the tires are Pirelli, right? But actually, I'm using the Continental GP 5000 STRs.
Oh, that's why the Red Bull sticker's there.
Yeah.
To cover it up.
But then I just leave it as it is,
Where do you get the Red Bull sticker from?
I just got it on Shopee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How do you find these wheel sets? Are they one of the best, or? Why did you go for this one?
Okay, I got a few wheel sets. I got a Black Ink 45. I got a Van VAR on White Industry hubs. So that's my so-called aero wheel set, because the depth is 77 mm deep. Yeah, so I use it on my S5.
Yeah. And between all these wheels, which one do you think is the best?
I don't think there's a best one. It is really just different wheel sets for different purpose.
And is hub choice also important? Like what kind of hubs you run on your wheel set? Is it important?
Definitely. I try to go for those hubs whereby the parts are more readily available. Yeah, because wheel set is something that is like a consumable. You need to get it serviced from time to time. So definitely you want to find something that's easy to service. The parts are available.
Yeah.
Nothing too exotic.
Right. Any downsides of this wheels? Oh, it's okay.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Yeah.
All right. Next question that I have for you. With this price, you should be able to get a XR4. Why did you choose this one?
Because I already have a aero bike. I already have a S5. Yeah, so it makes no sense for me to get another aero bike. And then before that, I also have a Madon. So it's also an aero bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no point they have so many aero bikes for what?
Yeah. But then the people will say that, but you're in Singapore, there's no climbs for you. Why do you need this kind of bike?
Because when I built this bike up, the intention was to bring it for my Letape ride in July, which is a climbing ride. Yeah, so I needed a lighter bike.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Why such deep wheels for a climbing bike?
Okay, so this is a question that my friends also asked me. So, although these wheels are deep, but I think that they are pretty light. In fact, when I set it up, versus my Black Ink 45, it is only 1 gram heavier when I weigh it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, if weight is the only concern, and then if for deeper wheels, if I'm going on flats, it can give me the advantage. So why not?
But do you find the accelerating is a bit tougher? The fact that it's a bit more deeper?
Not really, because when it comes to acceleration, I feel that it's the weight of the wheels that plays the part, and not really the depth.
Right. Maybe that's true, because my bike is quite heavy, and I think the wheel sets are very, very heavy also. That's why I find the acceleration a bit tougher. Like it takes a bit of time to get up to speed.
Yeah, because usually people have the what do you call it? The mindset that deeper wheels heavier. But if these wheels are deep and if it's so light, then it doesn't I don't feel any disadvantage.
Yeah. What is your height again? 190?
187, 188 around
And
there.
this size is what size is it?
This is actually a size 55.
Right. So if someone's too short like me, right, it's a bit hard to find pro teams because they're all Europeans and they're quite tall, right? When you went on the website, do you see shorter or smaller frames available?
I did see there's another frame in similar colorway. It's a size 49.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a size 49.
Don't know which pro is that who is riding.
Also
the
don't
size
know. Maybe
49.
from the women's team or something.
Okay. Why is this bike still 7.5 kg? What do you think you can change to get it under 6.9 or 6.7?
I don't think I will really go that way because for me, I find that a bike cannot be too light. And somehow I'm a heavy rider. I weigh around 95 kg. Yeah, so if a bike is too light, I think I'm also quite scared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Questions on the color. First one is, does the Celeste color give you any performance gain? Is Celeste predominantly blue or green? What is your answer to that?
So, of course, for Celeste color, I don't believe it give you any power gains, But I do get some feedback because when I was mentioning to you when the bike first came, it being an ex-pro bike, right, is being used. So there are a bit of paint chips. So I went to my regular paint shop, because for me, I like to tinker around with bikes, my motorcycles. My motorcycles come, I'll just send for respray just to make it look nicer. So I wanted to touch up some of the color. So my spray painter was telling me that this colorway is actually one of the worst colorway to color match.
Because of the color?
Yes, because even if you get the factory color code, it will still look different because this color, when you go under the sun, right, it actually oxidizes.
Oh.
So the color tone actually tends to change and vary from bike to bike. So it's one of the hardest color to color match.
Have you seen any Bianchi Celeste colors which was resprayed and you can tell that it's totally off the color?
Not really. I didn't really see.
So for Bianchi owners out there, if they want to respray, don't do it.
Yeah, I think don't do it. Very hard to match.
Unless the guy can really guarantee you that it will look the same, but you say it's a bit difficult, right?
Yeah, very difficult.
So when you say that it's difficult, so when you put it out of the sunlight, it looks different. But when indoors, it's okay.
No, but because for paint, right, paint, when it's under the sun, so the sun contains UV rays. So all these UV rays actually cause certain shade of paint to actually change color a bit. It might fade a bit,
Okay. Wow, interesting. I didn't know that.
Correct.
Okay. And you've also got this Celeste matching bar tips. Are these from Bianchi?
Yes. It's from Bianchi.
Okay. The question, was this from the Pro bike or you got it
No, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The question from this guy, he says, love the bike. How do you like the Bianchi bar tape? He has used it before and he hates the tape to death.
I think comfort-wise, it's good. But probably I understand why he hates it to death. Because of the light color, it's very hard to maintain.
It's just like a white bar tape.
Yeah, so even if you send it to the workshop, right, if your mechanic have any grease on the hands, then it will stain.
Wow.
Then if, I got a bit of OCD when it comes to bike. That's why you see my bike is quite spotless.
It is spotless. It looks like it just came out from the bike shop because when I was hanging the bike, I look at his group set, there's no oil, there's nothing. And I asked him, is this brand new? Do you even use it? And you say it's actually new, right?
No, it's not actually new, but because I got a couple of bikes, so I actually, I take turn to ride my bikes. And then after every ride, I'll definitely clean my bike.
How do you clean your bike?
So I will use a wet tissue to wipe down everything, and then I will wipe down the chain, and then I also re-loop my chain.
So you use lubricant, you don't use wax?
I use the ceramic speed UFO.
Oh, the UFO, yeah.
So I don't know what's that. Is that wax or something? But it's very dry,
Yeah, I use that also. I think it is. I think it is wax, wax based. Okay, and do you do your own DIY?
I do a bit.
Okay, so you know how to do a bit of maintenance.
Correct.
Okay. From the same guy, he asked, do you ride with or without gloves? If you ride gloves, what do you use?
I do ride with gloves. Yeah, because I after my crash, right, I realized that my gloves really saved me. Yeah, it will save me from all the abrasions. Yeah.
That's
so,
cool.
yeah, so I'm using one glove. I forgot what's the brand. I think it's HIRL or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, but nowadays a lot of people don't use gloves. I think it looks cooler not to wear gloves, but I wear them primarily because when I ride in the rain or when I sweat, right, you tend to lose a bit of grip, especially on the hoods. And also, like you said, it's when you fall, right, the first thing you do is you tend to put your hands out.
Correct,
and it saves your hands from, like you say, extra abrasion. I mean, I got my fair share also,
Yeah.
but yeah, so wear your gloves.
Yeah, yeah. Safety first.
Safety first. Does weight really matter in Singapore?
Weight, what do you mean by
Weight.
Oh, weight. Weight, I think weight is more of this is a very personal thing. Because I always believe if you really want to cut weight, you cut from the rider. The rider got more weight for you to cut, and it's definitely a more cheaper and healthier option.
Yeah. So when you buy bikes or when you upgrade your parts, do you look at the weight?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I've known of my friends who are like super weight weenies. When they buy, right, they need to calculate the weight. Oh, this one is like a few grams heavier than this one, so they're not going to buy it and stuff. For me, like I buy what I want, I don't really care. Even my saddle, right, is some cheapo aluminium rails and stuff, but I know people who upgrade them to carbon and stuff. Is this carbon rail or titanium?
This is a carbon rail.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, when I buy stuff, actually I don't really look at the weight of the item. Rather, I look at the weight limit of the item.
Weight limit. Does this one have a weight limit?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah.
Okay. But I don't think, normally weight limit is quite high, right? It's not really on so low like 90. I think it's usually 100 plus.
110, 120 lor.
Yeah.
But because me being 95 kg, right, it's like only maybe another 10 or 10 kg or so for it to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So you have to be careful of the weight.
Yeah. So that's more of a concern to me actually. If you ask me. Yeah.
Okay. Not the price or not anything else.
Yeah,
More
yeah,
the
yeah,
weight
yeah.
limit.
Correct.
Okay. Next question is, I'm a Bianchi fan too. Why did you choose a Bianchi?
I think because I have this bad habit of keep wanting to try new bikes.
Yeah.
So Bianchi, of course, there's something that is one of is very iconic brand. And then I got a friend that is riding an XR4 also. So he was telling me that it's one of the smoothest, most comfortable bike, aero bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course I ride a Madon before lah.
Yeah.
So Madon with the ISOSpeed technology, it's also a very comfortable bike. Yeah, but it's a bit heavy, you see. So I decided to just try lah. What is the countervail technology about?
Having ridden a couple of aero frames, right? Will you say that buying an aero frame only makes sense in Singapore, or does it really boost your speed, or do you think you can just go as fast on this bike?
Actually, I feel that what makes you fast, definitely is aerodynamics. Frame-wise, they might say that they have certain gains, but those gains only come in after a particular speed. So unless you ride, a lot in that speed band, you're probably not going to get any gains from an aero frame. In fact, it's going to be heavier. It's going to be harder to ride. So I believe more is the rider's position.
Yeah, get into a very aero position.
Yeah,
Do you think like getting
position.
tight shirt, tight pants, aero helmet works? Helps?
I think clothing wise, although it does show in some data that it does help lah, but for me I don't feel so comfortable in clothing that's too tight.
What do you have on? Is a Rafa?
As a Rafa, yeah. Correct.
Okay, so all your all wardrobe is all Rafa kitted?
Mostly, yeah, because I really like their customer service.
Are you in the Rafa club?
No, not really.
Okay, but you buy their goods?
Yeah, I buy their stuff. Yeah.
Okay. When you say good customer service, what do you mean?
Okay, so I got a pair of Rafa Bips, and then I wore them for around 8 months or so. So, I felt that the elastic portion over here, it was like a bit stretched out. So I emailed the Rafa customer support. And then straight away they just say, okay, you send back the Bips, we'll send you a new one.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, wow, after 8 months, then I wear until...
Yeah, and no questions asked. Did they ask you for like photo proof or anything?
Initially, they asked for some photo proof, but I think it's more for them to actually visualize what's the problem.
Okay. So they still need to assess. You can't just simply say that,
Correct.
okay, you know what, I want to change. And
Yeah, so then they say, okay, they just send back, then just change.
So this is from the Rafa in the US?
Rough. I think they are based in Hong Kong. I think.
Oh, they're based in Hong Kong.
If I'm not wrong, I'm
okay.
not wrong. Yeah.
So you can't send it back to the Rafa pop-up stores or whatever here and get it done.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Then there was another incident whereby I was wearing my Rafa bibs when I crashed. So they have this free repair service, right? So I tried my luck lah. I said, hey, got some scuff. I crashed.
Yeah.
Can you repair it? And then it took them around 1 week to get back to me on that, slightly longer, but I'm quite pleasantly surprised because the response that they give me was, okay, you can either send the damaged bit back, we'll replace it with a new one, or you keep the damaged bit and then we'll give you a 50% discount code that you can use to purchase a new one.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah. So which one do you go for?
I of course I choose to keep the
and take a 50% again.
Yes, correct.
That's quite nice of them to be able to be giving all this kind of stuff. But I think also nowadays most apparel companies are doing this also. They're just following the industry standard, right?
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Back onto the. Oh, okay. This is not a bike question, but more of a personal question. You can choose not to answer if you don't want.
Okay.
You can tell me, then I'll cut it out. At first, I didn't understand this question. Then I was looking at it, and I got it. Let's see whether you understand this question. Right. What's the name of your dental clinic? So the question, because most expensive bikes are ridden by dentists, lawyers, bankers. So he's asking, what? Are you a dentist by any chance, or what do you do?
Actually, no. I'm doing business development. So I'm a business development manager.
Okay.
Yeah, correct.
What is the one tip to tell younger guys who are looking into buying a road bike? How can they afford one?
Okay, so for this, actually, I have a lot of friends also coming to me asking for my opinion, especially when they want to buy a road bike. So of course, if you have a budget constraint, okay, stick within your budget. Yeah. Because you must understand that cycling is a hobby. You shouldn't let it sort of like take over your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. But of course, if you have the means, just go for your dream bike. Don't think twice. Yeah. You buy right, you buy once.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a very firm believer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You buy right, you buy once.
What is your dream bike then?
Actually,
this is the dream.
Actually, I have no dream bike, because every bike there are always the pros and cons, and they ride differently for me.
Yeah. What kind of motorbikes do you ride?
Wow. Motorbikes. Okay, so before I actually went deeper into cycling, I was changing motorcycles every 2-3 months.
2-3 months? Okay.
Yeah, so maybe after this I send you my bikes. You might be shocked over a span of...
Then we put it onto the screen when you send it to me. Yeah, so what kind of bikes are these?
Wow. Mostly European bikes like Ducatis, Harleys.
Yeah.
And then BMWs,
Wow.
Yeah, Triumph. Yeah.
So these are like touring or this low rider kind of bikes?
There's touring bikes, there's sports bikes, there's cafe bikes.
So cycling or motorbike?
I think for now, probably I'll stick to cycling.
Wow, very expensive hobby, cycling and motorbikes.
Cycling cheaper than motorcycle.
Oh, cheaper, really?
Cheaper.
Again, on the last podcast, I was just telling the guy that we spend so much on our bikes, just even doing basic maintenance or just buying new tires, right? It can cost as much as just changing all 4 tires on your car. So, is motorbike maintenance more expensive than this, or is more or less the same?
Definitely more expensive, especially if you go into customization. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Moving on. Why don't you choose a Campy group set for an all-Italian bike?
Okay, so this is a very good question. Seeing that I also have Campy wheels. Yeah, but for me, Campy group sets. My concern is the after-sales service, whereby if you need any spare parts or certain thing break down, I'm not sure how strong is the support for Campy in Singapore.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I heard also from previous guys, that they say that after sales, right, nobody really wants to service Campy and stuff like that. But actually, back on your SRAM, right, because SRAM has 2 batteries, one on the RD and one on the FD, right? How long do the batteries last, and don't you think that it's very mafan because it's not like Shimano where there's just one battery point, you just have to charge. This one you have to, sometimes maybe the front one dies, then you have to charge one by one, and it's like split batteries.
Okay, so before I actually used SRAM, I was actually a Shimano user. I was using the Ultegra 12-speed group set.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then?
So I think the difference between Shimano and SRAM, if you look at the battery life, definitely Shimano lasts much longer because it's like you charge once, then you see the battery level like it never drops one.
Yeah.
Maybe a few months or a few months later, then you charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas for SRAM wise, for me usually I just charge every week, irregardless of whether the battery is full or not.
Wow, every week, that's quite frequent.
Yeah. So, but for me it's okay because it's fast charge.
Yeah.
So you just take it out and then you just plug it in.
Do you have spare batteries?
Yes, I do.
So when you go for rides, you bring spares?
Actually, no, because seldom you go on a ride and you can really. I think I'll be out of juice faster than the battery is out of juice. Yeah.
But I think that's one of the upsides for the SRAM is that the fact that the batteries are small and fast charging, you can bring spares anytime. You can just plug it in if it dies. Whereas a Shimano, then it is the complete opposite. Long-lasting battery, but then you can't replace it on the go.
Correct. And then also some of the feedback from some of the mechanics I spoke to, the Shimano batteries, right? Okay, the wiring is a bit flimsy. So sometimes it depends how the mechanic actually sets up the whole thing. Sometimes the wire can break. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And in terms of shifting, do you find that the SRAM is a bit slower than the Shimano?
Definitely. And Shimano is much smoother as well. In fact, sometimes it's so smooth that after you shift, you need to check to see whether are you in the right gear or not.
Yeah. So you feel this one when you shift, you feel it like...
You can feel it, and then you can feel the sound. So at least you know that, okay, I'm in the right gear.
Oh, okay. So you are you love SRAM, you will not go Shimano?
Probably not. Unless Shimano comes up with a full wireless group set, then I'll consider going back to Shimano.
Okay, cool. The last question for the day. This might be your friend, I think, or someone that you ride with.
Okay.
Why do you drop my dad on TMCR until he has to pull my jersey? You must be very fast that you are dropping people.
No, I think this is my friend. Yeah. So, sometimes we like to fool around.
Yeah. So, are you always on TMCR?
Mostly. Yeah.
Okay.
I really like TMCR. So, I know a lot of cyclists, they don't really like TMCR because it's like just one long stretch of road and then very boring and no scenery.
I've never seen you on TMCR. I ride TMCR 99% of the time. You ride in the mornings or
usually
night?
I ride at night.
At night? Which day?
Okay, so I ride with different cycling groups. Okay, on Monday usually I'll join the BPR guys.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll ride. We start around 9 p.m. We start around 9 p.m. Then we'll just end around maybe around 10, 11.
Okay. You probably know some of my friends who ride on. I think they joined this group called BPR. What does BPR stand for?
Okay, so BPR, it stands for Birdie Passeries. So initially it was a group that was set up for birdie riders, but eventually it grew to include bikes of all different makes and models, and then even road bikes as well. Yeah, so every time we have different rides. Okay, usually Monday is TMCR. Then either Wednesday or Thursday they will go to SA.
I see.
So they got different speed group. So up to you, see which speed group you are comfortable with.
I'll definitely see you on the road sometime because weekdays I do TMCR, but because of this whole YouTube shenanigans, I got no time to ride anymore.
I see.
And then on the weekends, I'll probably do like Mandai. But very boring because I want to come home early and have to do a bit of editing here and there. So
I see.
Yeah, I'll see you on the road. That's the end of the interview.
Yep.
Any last wrap up you like to say, or on the bike? Anything else that I missed?
No, nothing else from me.
Okay, but thank you so much for coming all the way here.
Thank you.
And hope to see you on the road.
All right, thanks.
Maybe you can get a round of applause for Angus. Thank you.
Got drunk off your love.
That's it.
And I lost myself again. You hit just like a drug. This time I won't let you in. You're playing with fire. On the wild and I'm the prey. But this time I